Hi everyone, I'm Alessandro, welcome back to Mr. Weasel Art. And in this week I decided to create stone portals. So the idea that I had in mind was something like old ancient structures deactivated a long time ago. I decided to create 3 different stone portals and I finished the first one. So today what I want to do is show you the whole painting process. So now let's go to the screen, check it out. The first step of the painting is the sketching process. So sketches, they actually give you an idea of the placement and the size of each element on your painting. So you can see me here now sketch each individual stone of the first portal. After the sketching process, what I'm doing now is I'm defining what could be the final shape of each individual stone of the portal. And right after that, now you can see me apply a base value to all of the stones of the portal. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I do not define the colors of my paintings at the beginning. What I do is I create different shades of gray and I use gradient maps. And the gradient maps, what they do is they take these shades of gray and you can choose which colors you want to apply to each shade of gray. So I can change my colors at the end of the painting and choose whatever I want actually. So I think it's an easier process. What you see me doing here is I'm applying the shadows to each individual stone. So light and shadow, they are the elements that give us that idea of three-dimensionality of the world. So these steps of applying light and applying shadow are the most, at least in my case, the most time-consuming steps of all. One thing that you can see me do here is I'm always going back and forth on this painting, and the reason why I do that is because that actually prevents me from making some mistakes. For example, I might over-define the level of detail on the stones on the left, but the stones on the right, they're not so much detailed, and then I kind of start to get a little bit lost in my thinking process. So that's the reason why I like to always have a general view of what's going on, so my eyes can perceive everything a little bit better and make the right adjustments that I need. Once the shadows are kind of in place already, I start to work a little bit more on the contrast and on the details, so things can start to feel a little bit more 3D. This stone that you see me working on right now, I had some trouble with it because I kind of lost the idea in my head of its form. So even though it's a small stone, it gave me some trouble. Now you'll just see me refine everything a little bit more. Refine the shadows, all the contrast and details before moving on to the next step. So one thing that I noticed at this part of the painting is that the shadows on the right side of the portal, they seem a little bit sharper than the shadows on the left side. And so I decided that when this part is kind of finished, I would take a step back and look again at everything and make the necessary corrections so the shadows on both sides become a little bit more similar. So now that I'm done with the shadows part of the painting, I decided to add some highlights. And the effect of the highlights is similar to the effect of the shadows. They give the painting more depth. So here I started to add some vegetation to the portal, because it gotta look like it's kind of forgotten portal, something kind of old, a little bit ancient, something like that. One thing that I want you to notice here is that when I'm drawing the vines going down to the floor, I make them touch the stones just like if they were going down a stairway or something like that. And that's really important because that's also something that helps to communicate to the viewer the idea of the form of 3D space. So here I'm starting to paint the cast shadows of the vegetation onto the surface of the stones. And cast shadows are also really important to communicate form and space, because as you can see here, for example, the cast shadows of the vines, they help me show you all of the bumps that are present in the volume of the stones. And here now for the final part of the shadows, I'm painting the shadows which are present in the vegetation itself. The same thing that I was doing for the stones before. And now I'm adding the highlights to the vegetation. So the stones were lacking a little bit of texture, and at the end I decided to add some kind of stripes to them. So finally I'm applying color to the painting, and the way that I'm doing this is by using the gradient map tool. So how does it work? Basically you can assign a color that you want to a specific value that you want. In other words, my painting was made using shades of gray, so I can assign specific color to each specific shade of gray, and I can also assign transition of colors to transitions in the shades of gray. So it's a really great tool if you want to study color and apply color. And now you can see the final painting. That's it, the portal. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, and give me some feedback on what you think about this portal, about this painting. And that's it. Thank you for watching the video, and see you on the next one.